Hey soccer people, Coach Mike here with New Vision Soccer Academy, and today we're bringing you Soccer Essentials 1 General Defending Principles. Now, the first principle of defending is fast approach, slow arrival. The first thing I need to do is close the distance down between myself and the attacker quickly, but I need to arrive slowly, because if I just go fast the whole time, the attacker is going to push the ball by me and I'll get beat. So it should look like this: fast approach, slow arrival. Coming in quick and arrive slow. If you notice, my first steps can be long strides, but as I get closer to my opponent, my strides need to shorten and approach with caution, because this is the moment where she could beat me off the dribble. The second rule is making the play predictable. If you notice, I curled my run as I approach the attacker. And that is to force the play in one direction. Not only is that going to be beneficial for me, but my teammates as well. So they have an understanding that the ball will most likely get pushed this way. The next aspect is contained defending. Okay? I need to be patient and wait for a mistake. So in order to do this, as my defender dribbles, just dribble slowly here, Evie, I want to contain. It's very easy for you to get overexcited and step in and reach, and that's the moment when you could get beat. So what you want to do is be patient and contain and shuffle. If I'm dribbling this way, Evie cut back the other way, I want to pivot and turn in the opposite direction. The next aspect is going to be running your opponent off the ball. While you're in contained defense, you're going to be patient and wait for your opponent to make a bad touch. So start to dribble, Evie, take a bad touch. Good, she makes a bad touch. This moment, I don't want to run for the ball necessarily, but attack the space between the ball and my opponent. So go for the ball. Here, I want to get my arm and my leg and my hip between her and the ball so we keep possession. If your player isn't going to make a mistake and you can't run them off the ball, then we're going to have to tackle. There's 3 types of tackles in soccer. You have a poke tackle, a block tackle, and a slide tackle. The best tackle to use in 1v1 is a poke tackle. We're going to use our front foot to attempt to win the ball. The reason is if we use our back foot, it's too far away. And if I go to tackle with this back foot, my attacker can cut the ball around me, and I'm not going to be able to recover because my hips are facing this way. So I want to use my front foot. It's closer to the ball. And if she cuts, I can now easily turn to make my defensive recovery run. Also, go back, Evie. Utilizing the poke tackle allows us to fake. If we're playing against a really tricky attacker with a lot of different moves, well, we can give it back to them a little bit by faking poke tackles to try to get them off their rhythm before we step in and make the play. In this activity, we're going to be working on our fast approach, slow arrival, and working on the contained defense and our ability to shuffle backwards. So first, we're going to go fast approach, slow arrival. We're getting sideways and inching towards our opponent. Once we're here, we're going to work on shuffling to our right. When we get to this cone, we're going to pivot back and shuffle, working on our basic shuffles. It's very important that we still don't have too much forward momentum as we get to the red cone. Because if we're leaning forward too much and our opponent cuts past us, we're done. So make sure as you get to that red cone at all times and that final approach, you're ready to run backwards at a moment's notice. Now, since we've worked on the general principles, we're going to try to apply it in the 1v1 scenario. So the defender is going to knock the ball to the attacker and then go through all the principles of defending. Fast approach, slow arrival, make the play predictable, see if they can run them off the ball. If they can't, they're going to be looking for moments to poke tackle. Okay, so Ryan, why don't you go first? Knock the ball into Everett. Everett's going to just try to dribble by you. You're going to try to win the ball. Ready? And play. Good. Fast approach, slow arrival. Good. Good defending. Good. Good turn. Good. Cut him off. Well done. Great defending. There's your moment. There's your moment. Well done. Great pace. In the 1v1 scenario, there's going to be many moments where the attacker has his back to the defender. This is an ideal situation for the defender, and they shouldn't let it go to waste. So we want to apply what's called no-turn defending. What's going to happen is we're going to come right up behind the defender, and what we want to do is draw an imaginary line between us and the soccer ball that says you're not allowed to cross it. If the attacker dribbles left, dribble left, good. We're just going to slide with him. We're not trying to win it yet. If he dribbles right, we're going to slide with him to the right. And if he dribbles backwards, we're going to move the line forward up the field. Okay? It's important that we don't try to win the ball yet. Because if we try to win the ball and he's a decent player and I go here, he's going to spin off of me. So we implement the no-turn defense. If I'm shielding the ball, I'm going to be patient until he actually turn with the ball. And right there is going to be my moment to win it. Okay? But we don't try to win it until that player has made a full turn with the ball. If you can take your arm and try to get a little bit of hip control, okay, if you're a more advanced player. There's some common mistakes when defending one-on-one that players tend to make, at least when they're first learning correct technique. The first is, if I'm forcing the play sideways, encouraging the attacker to go in this direction, but he is able to beat my front foot, so touch the ball this way, freeze, good. I'm in a little bit of trouble now, okay? I really only have two options. The first option, I could turn this way, but if I turn that way, I'm taking my eye off the play and I'm really exposed to the attacker. He can do whatever he wants with me, okay? The better option is to quickly pivot and open my hips that we worked on in our shuffling drill. So I'm going to backwards pivot and turn in order to shuffle him into the opposite direction. The second thing that's important to note is you can fake on defense. If you're going against a player with a lot of skill and they're doing scissors and revelinos and stuff, well, we need to counteract that somehow. And so you have the ability to fake poke tackles in order to have your opponent make a mistake. So I can fake poke tackles, wait for the mistake before I go win the ball.